Take two. We tried to record this shorter, and we ended up going to 19 minutes, and it only takes 15 minutes.
YouTube won't let you do more. So
we're going to try to do this again.
Lucky for you, it's going to be shorter this time. But we did want to just give you guys updates on what we've been doing. It's been a while since, I think it was December, since my last newsletter.
You didn't show them the beard, though.
No, you could. Yeah, that's important. Yeah. That's really important, isn't it?
I know some guys that like to see that.
Okay. We got to get back to what we're supposed to be talking about. Not your beard. Not your beard.
Clock's the ticket.
Okay, so we wanted to let you know one of the things that we have been doing. We've actually been doing this since before we lived in St. Louis, but we've been doing it more often. But that is biblical funding for missionaries, teaching people biblical funding for missionaries. So what that means is somebody that wants to be a missionary. We kind of put them through a school that talks about a training course that what does the Bible have to say about it? How do you do it in a biblical way instead of, that horrible like fundraising, door-to-door knocking kind of thing. And that's one of the things that have been on our heart, because what we feel like is that such a cool thing to do in ministry is not for us just to be in ministry, but to put other people into ministry and to give them the tools it needs for them to answer the call of God on their life, because there really is a missions crisis in the United States right now. So it's a really awesome thing for us, and we just came back from doing it down in Miami, where we were able to do we had a training all weekend, and it was about 14 people in it, and one of the ladies in it actually has a human sex trafficking rescue home. I don't know if that's what they call it or not, but they rescue girls that have been caught in it, and then they house them and they train them and they get them back into a place where they can enter back into society. And it's just, man, to be connected to something like that and watch her, what she's doing and pouring her life out for these girls that have been abused, and the transformation that's happening in some of these girls' life just brought me to tears when she was telling me how they will just pray with earnest and intercession and tears for their abusers to get saved. And you just think, what forgiveness does that take, And so we really, really find it such a cool thing for us to be able to do, is to help somebody like her learn what God has to say about raising partnership biblically, and give her the tools so that she can go out and do that and be full-time and even take more girls in to her home. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, we'd also like to continue to work with her more, to give her more opportunities to speak in churches and houses of prayer in Florida, if not nationwide, because there needs to be more awareness to the human trafficking that's going on in America. It's a shame that Orlando is, out of the whole list of everything, most drug traffic or human trafficking cities in the U.S., Orlando is number 10, and I'm sure Miami is even higher up.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that just connecting people that are in ministry and giving them tools and whatever that is, and opportunities to share their story is something that's really important to us.
Yeah. Next thing we want to talk about is the internship. We are part of the Orlando House of Prayer down here, and with that, we are on the leadership team for the Orlando House of Prayer, as well as the leadership team for the Orlando School of Ministry, which means we help direct the curriculum that young people and old alike come and go to school, the things they learn. We really teach them foundational things with the House of Prayer and foundational things with just Christianity. We have 10 people this track, and the tracks last for about 3 months, and then after that there's a whole other track with a whole other band of people that come in.
And it's filled with mentoring. I mean, we're teaching, but we're also mentoring, where we're really being with these people, and because they're not all House of Prayer people, but they're people that are called to ministry. And so just trying to help them figure that out, give them the tools, give them the training, let them just have a time of their life where they're just solely sitting before the Lord and learning. So it's just because we know that what's happening right now is that we are catapulting people into ministry, and we get to be part of that. And that is the coolest thing. Yeah. That's the coolest thing.
Very hungry for the Word. It's nice teaching people that are hungry for the Word. You don't get that in a lot of church environments, whereas the House of Prayer people come because they do want to grow, and they want to be encountered by Jesus, and they want their destiny defined for them a little better. So
yeah, and being a part of OSM is probably one of the greatest things we're doing right now for us, because we both went to Bible school, and I tell you, I think that what they do down here is way more important and way more effective than a typical Bible school because of the mentoring, because of the times that they need to sit before the Lord in prayer and really encounter His face. And so one of the things that we're doing is I've been asked, actually Richie was asked too, but he politely declined.
This is hot enough.
Because they've asked me to go to Colombia. I'll be going to Colombia this August. And we're going to be
your prayer partner
from Orlando, which is not going to be that much cooler. I don't know why he's fussing about it, but so what we're going to be doing is showing them the model of what we do here in Orlando and OSM, and help them develop that so that they can do the same thing. That they can bring in people that are hungry to learn, and then turn around and then send them back out into their villages or their cities. And so really, to me, it's like not only now are we're touching people's lives in this internship that are in the United States, but now beyond that, out in, on missions, out in foreign countries, that we are now multiplying ourselves and really sending people into ministry in their destiny.
And our House of Prayer, actually, is kind of a side note. Our House of Prayer is really trying to figure out how they can be involved more with the houses of prayer in Israel, which is a side note, but eventually we'll probably have a piece of that as well, getting into the Israeli houses of prayer and teaching them how to have a house of prayer, how it works, how to get people praying and worshiping and get their teachings and all that kind of stuff as well. So that's a little ways down the road.
Yeah.
Where are we?
This summer, and what we did with the kids, what we're doing with the kids.
We did, last year we did a program called STI, which is Summer Teen Intensive, but we found out that's actually a sexually transmitted disease term.
Infection is sexually transmitted infection, so we thought we should change the name.
To FTI, Florida Teen Intensive.
Yes.
Last year we had about, 35?
Yep, 36.
36 people, young people, and it was just a blast. Every one of them got encountered. We have a testimony I think we sent you guys. You can look at it again if you want, but this year we're doing that again. It's going to be for 1 week. And we're thinking we're probably going to have bigger numbers this year.
About 50, we're thinking.
Yeah, so and before that, what we're going to do is we're going to have a intensive, which, the Florida Teen Intensive is basically, it's not camp. It's where people get together. They're taught on certain tracks how to seek God, how to experience Him, how to hear His voice, encounter Him, but as well as they get biblical foundation, so they're balanced and they know how to read the Word, they know how to study, as well as the most passionate thing on our hearts is to set them before the Lord as long as it takes until God calls their names, because we know when people get their names called by Jesus, their lives change. They get a destiny and a purpose to live.
Yeah, we see that in the story of Samuel, which is our big story.
So we're doing that, but we're also going to have a track before that, which is 2 weeks long, and it's called the Acts.
Like the book of Acts, the Acts school.
Right. What we did was we asked a lot of the seniors now that went to STI last year, which is now FTI, what they want to learn because they're going off to college. We know that statistically, I believe it's 80% of people that are Christians who go to college end up backsliding and walking away from the Lord. And so we asked them, what can we do to shore you guys up so you're strong? And they brought up very hot topics. They want to learn how to discuss with people. How do they discuss homosexuality without yelling at them? How do they talk about evolution? Agnosticism, Muslims, how do they address all these issues that are so dominant in the education system at that level, along with some other topics? So we're going to really do an intensive for them, teach them and build them up and strengthen them so they don't backslide and fall away, but so that they are able to multiply themselves in that kind of environment and advance the kingdom of God. And then what we're going to do is the next week, after the Acts program is done, they're going to be part of leadership for the FTI, the Florida Teen Intensive. So we're plugging them right in and getting them to be activated in their faith and when they're training to teach the younger people what they're going through and what they've learned. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're really just responding to the need that they've asked us for. So our summer is going to be pretty busy. We have a wedding in May, and then 3 weeks of camp that we're going to be doing. And not even talking about a VBS that's in July that we're going to do for our church. That's another whole thing that we can share with you. That's a really cool thing that God kind of gave me an idea to do. And so, but I also wanted to share about that camp. It was just so cool because our motto for that camp is that summer camp won't cut it anymore. And there's so many great summer camps, but they kind of they don't tend to land it. Like they just have these great meetings and some good worship, good teaching, but they don't give them practical application on how to walk it out. So that's one of the things we felt like we've been able to tap into. And this January, a few months ago, we had our yearly conference here in Orlando, and one of the parents, somebody told me that somebody had been looking to try to find Rich and I, and so I was like, I don't know who that is. I don't know that name, and so. Like after one of the sessions, I see this guy kind of running up to me. He said, "Are you Stacy? Are you Stacy?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." And he's like, "I am one of the I'm a dad of one of the girls that came to your summer teen intensive last year, and I just have to tell you, my daughter was a great Christian. She was involved. She went to church, several times a week, involved in her youth group, but she just felt like she wasn't alive on the inside. And after going to your guys' summer teen intensive, it like gave her permission to begin to walk out her own walk with the Lord in a way that was real and exciting to her. You guys showed her how to hear God's voice for herself, how to pray for other people, and she's never, even though she's grown up in the church, she's never been exposed to that. And it really set her life on a different course. She has decided she's going to take a break before she goes to her 4-year college. She's going to go to Bible school first because she just wants to get more grounded in the Lord. And so I say that when you hear things like that, that makes it worth the 3 weeks in summer, and all of the weeks that are in the months that are coming up to it to get it together. And there's even a couple more stories that I won't tell you about right now, but that are people that really have been impacted. And so we also have really several people that are coming that need scholarship. And I told them that every time I told the story and talked to our partners and our churches, because we go to churches and speak, that I would campaign for scholarships for them. And one of them is a family that there's the picture, beautiful family. And they are a family that, from what I understand, from what they explained to us, and I haven't talked to them in a couple months, but they have felt called from the Lord to adopt children out of abused situations. And they are now a family of 12, and that they take kids that are unwanted, that have been left in the foster system, and they adopt them. And they really wanted to send 5 of their kids who are teenagers to our camp, and they just said, we are not going to be able to afford $1,500, but could you help us? And I said, I will help you. I will tell everybody I know. And so I am letting you know that there are people that really want to be a part of this. They hear the heart behind it. They know, they've heard the testimonies of kids that have been affected by it. And so I would just ask that you would pray and ask the Lord if you could give to the scholarship fund for FTI so that kids that want to be there can really connect and learn. And for those of you that partner with us in prayer and finances, we just want to thank you because of what you do and how you give to us. It helps us to do all these things. And if you are somebody that is just listening and you're maybe you pray for us, but you haven't partnered with us financially, and you feel that you would like to do that one time or on a monthly basis, because that's how we get a lot of half of our income is from people that partner with us. So if you'd like to do that, you can reach out to me in an email at stacyRfowler@gmail.com, STACY, no E, STACYRfowler@gmail.com, and let me know if you'd like to give to the kids or you'd like to give to us. And we love you guys and we appreciate it.
We love you guys.
That's it. We did under 15 minutes.
If you guys have any more questions or more details about what's going on, feel free to ask us, text us, or call us. We'll give you more details on the topics. We didn't mention anything about our kids. They're still doing ministry, great stuff.
Oh, so many things, awesome things.
Keegan's in a big ministry that's trying to create worship teams to go into churches because people don't usually know how to do worship stuff. So that's what they do. Aiden has been called to full-time ministry, so he's starting his own partnership development. London wants to be more full-time in the House of Prayer. So good stuff. We love you guys, and if you want to hear more info, let us know. Bye.
Bye.